Hello, I'm a 17-time serial entrepreneur with several unicorns under the belt. I was on the original management team of Click Software, which was sold to Salesforce for $1.35 billion, and also Eva.ai, an AI HR tech company. Love artificial intelligence and quantum computing. Been involved in this for 17 different startups over a 37-year period of time. So with that, I'd like to bring in an incredible entrepreneur, Maxence De Damas, actually one of our portfolio companies. The company's called Filtroo. Filtroo is a first loyalty platform for social media, empowering everyone to earn. Users earn points every time they post on TikTok, Instagram, and Snapchat using AR effects and can redeem their points for rewards from over 10,000 global brands. Oh, love that. Gift cards and coupons, merchandise and experiences. So Max has a robust background. I'd like to bring Max on board today. Hey, Max, how you doing today?
Hey, Gary. I'm great. What about you?
Great. Now, listen, I got a question for you. Why in the world did you go to Argentina to study industrial engineering?
Well, my family has been in the wine business for quite some time, and we actually have a winery in Mendoza, in Argentina. So one of the reasons was that, and also the university I went to in Buenos Aires, it's kind of like the MIT from Latin America. It's called ITBA, Instituto Tecnológico Buenos Aires, and it's a very hard engineering university. So I said, okay, if that's the hardest one, that's where I want to go.
Now, how's the Spanish there compared to Spain? Do you consider yourself French, Spanish, or Argentinian?
French at my core, but my way of being and behaving Argentinian.
And why is that?
Because I'm a nice guy.
There you go. Now, I understand there are a lot of Italians in Argentina. Is that true?
There are a lot of Italians and Spanish.
And why is that?
Well, they immigrated back there like many years ago. So that's why the culture is based. Like the food, everything. The culture is based on Italian and Spanish cultures.
Now, is the food better there than in Spain, or is it better in Spain?
Depends. Do you like meat?
Yeah, they got a lot of meat there, huh?
They got some great asados, man. That's insane. So if you pair a good meat with a great wine from a winery, of course, you're gonna have a blast.
Now, what's the name of your winery, Max?
Fabre Montmayou.
And is it international?
Montmayou. Yeah, it's international. So we actually sell a lot in the States.
Really? Now, how big is your winery? How many bottles do you do a year?
We do on average like 5 million bottles per year.
5 million? Boy, that's a lot of drinking.
Exactly. That's a lot of drinking. A good drinking.
Well, that sounds
I'll be happy
great.
to send you a case.
Yeah, no, I'm ready. Send it over. That's incredible. So,
Perfect.
when you were down in Argentina, what's the lifestyle? How different is it than being in Spain?
Well, I mean, Argentina, like people are more easygoing. I would say they're a bit friendlier. So, for example, you're a foreigner, you get to Argentina, people will receive you with open arms, inviting. They're very friendly. Spain, when you get here at the beginning, they're a bit more close-minded, but then once you get to know them, man, they're amazing. So I've been living in Madrid for the past 6 years already. Okay, time flies, and I absolutely love it. Honestly, I think it's the best city in Europe to live nowadays.
So you like Madrid. And then what about now you put on your other hat and going to France. Now, what's the differences? How do you compare Argentina to Spain to France? Now, what happens? Are they friendly?
They're completely different cultures. Are we talking about food? Are we talking about people? What do you want to know?
I mean, what about the food? Where's it better? Is it better in Argentina, Spain, or in France?
I would say France is way more gourmet. So you have, the food in France is to die for. Argentina is known for its meat. France, it's more like an elaborate, type of food. So it depends. If you're a big foodie, I would go first to France. Definitely.
Interesting. Okay, so you went to Y Combinator education. You did the startup school there. How was that, by the way?
It was great, and it's an 8-week program. So actually, anybody can do it. It's self-paced. You have all the different courses that they do teach at Y Combinator, because getting into Y Combinator is quite hard. But anybody can enlist in the startup school, which I also incentivize everybody that I know that has their own startups to do it, because on top of learning a lot from masters and people who have created unicorns in the past and actually live there in the valley, it's a self-paced course. You can do it in between your work, whether you have a startup, you're doing a 9 to 5, and you want to launch a startup. And also, once you finish that course, you will get an amount of perks or benefits you can use at different platforms such as AWS. So you get like 5K credits to use on services at AWS, same as Stripe. So it's definitely something I would recommend to every founder out there.
So how did you go from, going down through and being in Argentina to going to India with H2O for India? How did that come about? What do you just one day say, listen, I want to do clean energy venture. You raised money for that, but how did that happen? You just one day woke up and said, it's time to go to India?
Actually, similar to that. So back then in 2013, I had one of my friends who just traveled to India, to the region of Andhra Pradesh in Guntur, and he saw the amount of poverty and the quality of life that people had over there. So when he came back, he told me about this situation, and he was going to Stanford summer school. And we actually decided, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do something to help these people. I mean, we've always, both me and my friend, wanted to launch different ventures. So we thought that would be a great problem, an idea to help these people. So actually partnered with people from Stanford. We did a whole marketing campaign during 1 year. We raised money. Actually, funny story from that time, in Buenos Aires, I was still living in Buenos Aires, and Will Smith was filming the movie Focus in Buenos Aires, just around my apartment in that area. So I managed to negotiate my way into the filming set, and I talked to Will Smith and Margot Robbie, who was also there, to try to get them to support our venture. So I was negotiating with the publicists for like 2-3 days to try to get them, to take a picture, like I support Project H2 for India. Unfortunately, they had to leave before we could get the legal approval, but I'm happy to say that the venture was a success. We installed water pumps in those villages in India. There are plates over there with our names on them, still to this day. And we've managed to help more than 1,000 families get access to clean and safe drinking water.
Well, that's fantastic. And did you get to talk to Margot Robbie?
I actually gave her a kiss on the cheek.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
That was the highlight of the venture.
There you go. And what about Will Smith?
He's super nice, man. He's huge. I was so nervous when I saw him. Like he was coming, and he started talking in Spanish actually, and super nice guy.
Spanish or not? How good's his Spanish?
His Spanish was surprisingly good. I mean, he's been practicing, I think, for a few movies, but it was really nice. It was really good.
Wow, that's amazing. So you saw Margot Robbie, and then how did you go from India to freaking Parki in Madrid? What did you say? Oh, I'm done with this. Forget the water. I'm going to Madrid now.
So the India project was kind of like more like a venture to try to help these people, and mainly, get my first foot into the entrepreneurship world. Right. I wanted to see how it was to work with other people, how to lead a team, and actually get the results going. And after that, in 2015, I started as an investor first in Parki, and then when my friend, a Spanish friend from Madrid, actually had this original idea, and I liked it so much that I decided to get involved in the business with him and help it, take it from the ground. And at the time, I was still finishing my engineering master's in Buenos Aires. So I was finishing my studies, working on Parki during the early mornings, late at night. And then in 2017, when I graduated from my master's, I moved to Madrid to work full-time on the company.
Wow, that's amazing. And so as you were going down through this process, so you went down through, what happened with Parki? Did you sell it, or what happened with the company?
So we sold it to our early investors in 2019. It was actually a bad exit. So we didn't have the growth that we were expecting. We still managed to have the business running for 4 years, while immediately I tried to copy our model, crash and burn. But in 2019, we actually got an offer from these early investors who wanted to restructure a bit the business model and give it into the different direction. So we actually saw the opportunity, to okay, I think it's time to move on. We've learned a lot from that. It's time to go to the next experience. And after that, I went to work for AWS, so Amazon Web Services, because one of the main problems I saw we were having at Parki was the huge costs we had in servers. We were doing everything in-house. We had zero idea and knowledge about cloud technology. So I said, you know what is the best place to go and learn about cloud technology? AWS. Therefore, I went there, worked there for a bit, and that's when I got the idea for Filtroo.
So what made you decide? So you were at Motion Point. What was that all about?
So Motion Point was in between. It was an American company. They did website translation and digital marketing. And I wanted to have that first feeling of an American company. I've always admired how they do business in the United States. I think it's the place to be if you want to build a unicorn. Therefore, that's why we're at GSD also. And but I wanted to have that feeling of, okay, how do American companies operate? They had an office here in Madrid, so I wanted to have that first experience, and then I moved on to AWS.
No, that's fantastic. And so you did AWS, then you went to, and how was it after doing your own thing? How was it working for Amazon?
It was awful. So it was very interesting. I would do it all over again, and I would definitely recommend it to people because I've learned so much in that 1 year. It's like you're getting paid and you're doing an MBA basically. So it's super interesting to work in a huge company like that in a corporate world, because you can see clearly how they structure teams, how the managers organize all the tasks between those teams to be super efficient, how they manage costs, how they make it scalable. So it was hard coming from the startup world, but it was a must in my career, definitely. And I would definitely recommend it to people who haven't done it.
Now, how was it after you were working for yourself, having somebody telling you what to do?
It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, but hey, sometimes, before you lead an army, you need to be able to accept orders.
Mm-hmm. Now, that's interesting. And what is this thing with Second World? What was that all about?
So Second World is another venture we have with some friends over here. It's a Web3 gaming studio. So we create video games for mobile and iOS and Android. Basically, they're play-to-earn models. So the more you play at the games, the more crypto tokens you earn.
And how's business?
It's good. It's good. We're actually launching our second game right now in the studio. It's going very well. We've had thousands and thousands of downloads, and it's really addictive. That's the problem. It's really super addictive.
Wow, that's great. Do you play it?
I actually play. Listen, I'm a gamer at heart. I don't have much time now to play. Between reading all the books you see here in the background and the businesses and the companies, I don't have much time to play, but it's very fun to play indeed.
Now, you got a lot of books here. What's your favorite book on your shelf there? What do you like to read?
So actually, one of the absolute most is this one, Scaling Up.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely recommend it. And one of the others is, I think it's on this side, it's Hacking Growth. Hacking Growth, for me, I've read it already 5 times. It's the Bible. It's the Bible about, how to hack the growth of your users using hacking or growth marketing tactics. It's really good.
Wow. So tell me, so you went over and how did you start Filtroo? What was the inception of that? What made you decide to do Filtroo? And tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah. So I've been using social media for the past 15 years. Okay. And I would say at a rate of 2 hours per day. And I'm being very conservative around here. Okay.
Well, why is that? Why do you use it so much, Max?
Well, actually, it's not so much. If you compare it to the Gen Z generation nowadays, they use it between 4 to 6 hours per day.
Wow.
Right? And you get addicted to it. You want to see what your friends are doing. You leave comments. You like posts from other people. you post stuff yourself. But the problem I was seeing from that, listen, I've been using it for the past 15 years and I've never made a single dollar out of that activity and time I spent on this platform. Okay. And the simple reason for that, it's because I don't have a lot of followers and I'm not an influencer. And like me, there are almost 5 billion people who have the exact same problem because they have no tangible way to monetize their activity and the time they spend on these platforms. So that's why we decided to create Filtroo. As simple as that. We want to help solve that problems. We want to democratize opportunity for everybody on social media to be able to earn from their activity and the time they spend on them.
So, tell us a little bit about it. So you can earn points when you post on TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat. How does that, using AR effects, what is that all about?
Correct. So Filtroo is a loyalty platform for social media. It's really easy to use. You just have to link your social media account to Filtroo. And then every time you will comment, like, or post on these platforms, you're earning points on Filtroo. And then you can use these points to claim rewards from more than 10,000 brands. So we're talking about gift cards, coupons, or discounts.
And so who pays for those things?
The brands.
So the brands pay. And so have you ever won anything yourself?
Yes, I actually won a few gift cards. I've actually used them on Amazon a lot.
Really? Now how long does it take to win a gift card?
Depends how much activity you have on the platform. So as if you can recall, our first model, our MVP, was purely based on AR or augmented reality effects. So every time you use an AR effect on a TikTok video, you earn points. Now, the next update we're rolling up on the next version that's coming in a few weeks now is that you can actually monetize all of your activity, not just when you use AR filters, but every time you post something on TikTok, you comment, you like, you're earning points on the background. So you could be making like $500, $600, or even $1,000 per month without changing anything about your social media routine. You just link Filtroo to your social media account, and that's it. You're earning money on the back. That's it.
Well, why do those brands want to pay you for that? What do they get out of it?
Well, they get a lot of exposure. Listen, we're creating a new channel for brands to market their products to users. We can have hundreds of thousands or potentially millions of users who will be, with their points, they will be getting products from Amazon, from Apple, Spotify, Prada, Adidas, you name it. So it's a new channel for brands to show their products to users and to increase their sales as well.
Now, do you have people that get addicted to it and they start using it all the time?
Yeah. But it's a good thing. But it's a good thing in the sense that before, people would spend like many hours on social media to try to increase the number of followers they have, right? Because the more followers they have, the more opportunity they can have with brands, to get deals so they can sponsor them or pay them to do posts. Now with this, you don't need to spend like 5 or 6 hours per day on social media to actually earn something. You can just spend half an hour or 1 hour per day, and you will be making more money than you would have been by spending 6 hours before. So what we're doing here is like we're trying to disrupt the social media landscape. If you look back, social media hasn't been disrupted in the past years. I mean, what is the last startup or social media company that you can remember who disrupted what? Be Real? What is it? Just a video that you take from the front and the back at the same time. That's it. But the reality is the social media landscape hasn't been disrupted in such a long time. And what we're simply doing is everybody uses social media on a daily basis. Everybody wants to earn money. We're connecting both of them in a frictionless platform that's very easy to use. That's it. We're not reinventing the wheel. We're just monetizing it. That's it. As simple as that.
Well, I think maybe if they use it, they're probably going to play more. You probably got people that do it all the time. Have you seen people use it like 12 hours a day?
No. We put a limit. Of course, there's a limit on the points you can earn per day. We have systems in place to prevent that people go crazy and like overuse the application, because that's not our goal. We don't want to make people more addicted to social media. We want to make people less addicted to social media, but the amount of time they spend on these platforms can actually be more profitable.
No, that sounds great. And so, how's business? So, what's happening with it? I know that you've got now 10,000 brands. What kind of gifts can they get? You've got gift cards, you got cards, coupons. What do they get? Like exactly? Give us some idea of the prizes.
It can go from 60% discounts at Shine or Zalando, Adidas, Alibaba. You can get 20% discount on Amazon. You can get gift cards, for example. We can also give users, if you want a $10 gift card with us, you can get it for $7. So you're actually saving $3. You can even get from 1 to 10% discounts on Apple products. So imagine you want to buy a pair of AirPods, you can have a 10% discount on that. But if you go to the Apple store, you're gonna pay full price.
No, that's great. And so, how's business? What's happening with business?
So business is good. We're actually launching now in Indonesia. We have an ongoing marketing campaign over there. So what we validated with our MVPs, we had around like 4 million people use the MVP so far. And we saw that our biggest markets were Asia. So Indonesia, Malaysia, Vietnam, Philippines. So right now we have a big marketing campaign ongoing in Indonesia. Then we're going to go for Malaysia. We're going to go to all of Asia. And after that, we're going to target Latin America and the States.
Now, you're going to be spending time in Latin America again?
Sorry?
Are you going to be spending more time down in Argentina again?
I hope so. Listen, I miss it. So if I have to go there, that's not going to be a problem.
That's great. So, you've been through a lot. You've been through Y Combinator. You've been through GST. What are some of the lessons that you learned, Max?
Bring value to people. If you actually bring a lot of value to people, you will have revenue, you will make money. Don't focus on the money, focus on helping people. Because the most problems you can solve and the easier you can make for users to solve that problem, the better you're going to do.
So, what are your closing thoughts, and how do people get a hold of you, Max?
So people can get a hold of me at directly contacting us on the Filtroo website, so filtroo.co, or directly via email, so max@filtroo.co. And closing thoughts is, if you're gonna get into the entrepreneurship game, you have to be resilient. It's not an easy game. Actually, 9 out of 10 startups and companies fail. So you need to be super resilient, and you need to be able to handle failure over and over and over again. Because like Michael Jordan said, you fail your way to success.
And so, how about you? How did you overcome your failures? So, what failure did you have that you had to overcome?
Well, so I would consider probably Parki as a failure because we didn't have a good exit, but still it was hard. I learned so much, and all the things I learned in Parki and then I was able to overcome, I've improved and used nowadays in Filtroo, and that's why it's going so well.
No, that's great. Well, Max, I want to thank you for taking time out of your daily schedule to join us today. And I want to thank all my audience for joining one more time. GST presents Silicon Valley AI and Tech. My name is Gary Fowler. I'm your host. Stay happy, stay safe, and stay healthy. And I'll be back to you with another exciting edition later this week. Thanks, Max. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Gary. Have a good one. Bye-bye.